Hello and welcome to North Hobart Oval, Round 7 Tasmanian State League action about to get underway. On the menu here, we've got the North Hobart Demons up against the Clarence Kangaroos, the host in desperate need of a win to kickstart their season 0-5 as we approach the third mark of the 2024 TSL season, while Clarence, they come into this game full of belief and in some red-hot form, currently sitting in second place on the ladder. Wonderful conditions for football. Delighted to be with you. My name is Anthony Osborne and excited to be in the commentary box today with a man of many roles across Tasmanian media and life, the founder of Speak Up, Stay Chatty, the Tasmania Jack Jumpers courtside announcer, the host of the Water Boys and Frank podcast. Apologies if I'm missing anything, but Mitch McPherson, good to be with you, mate.
Oh, geez, Ozzy, too bad if I was looking to fly under the radar. You've absolutely thrown me straight in it. Beautiful to be here. How good is this? We have days where, look, a lot of Saturdays I wake up with the kids and think, thank goodness I don't play footy. And then you roll out and you realise that you see days like this and you think, I wish I could go back in time, because this is a perfect day. It's a big game and really looking forward to it.
Yeah, players in readiness as well. It's few places better to be than North Hobart Oval on a sunny Saturday afternoon, and that's exactly what we've got. Had a bit of rain earlier in the week, so it might be a little bit slippery underfoot, but really looking forward to seeing how this one goes and probably seeing how this young, inexperienced-looking North Hobart team come out of the gates. They really can't afford to have Clarence get a head start on them today.
No, that's exactly right. It's important. I've covered a few North Hobart games this year, and they've certainly been in them for the majority of them, and it's really important. They've obviously fallen away, but massive challenge here today, but home deck advantage, of course.
So the umpire raises the ball off to get things underway. It's going to be James and Holmes to start things off in the middle of North Hobart Oval. Noah Holmes bangs the ball inside 50, looking to get that early advantage for Clarence. A little bit of a push off the ball. The umpire says play on. Handball out wide. Early opportunity here for Clarence. Wobbling ball inside the forward pocket. North Hobart immediately under the pump down in defence. Rainbow was skirting around the contest, trying to get involved. The umpire lets it roll on and eventually have a ball up in that forward pocket. We saw Noah Holmes involved early there, Mitch. He was enormous last week against Glenorchy.
Yeah, if we had more time today, we would have gone through his stats, but 230 ranked points, 31 hit-outs, 24 clearances and 37 touches. Watch out for him today.
Big role for North Hobart to try and negate the big man's influence as this ball was just bumbling around inside Clarence's forward half. Liefhebber with a fist along the ground towards the boundary line, and content to see it over there was David Monks. Now, this North Hobart team under the pump this week. Jack McCulloch out of the team with injury. Charlie Meadows out as well. A late out with Josh Cleaver too. So this already inexperienced North Hobart team is looking even more different this week, I suppose, Mitch, for a young side out there.
Yeah, and it's great to give them an opportunity. But again, as you said, it's one of the biggest tests that you can have in the TSL so far. So welcome to the big league.
Ball on that George Miller stand end. The umpire see that one go over and out. Of course, it is umpire appreciation round. Players across the state in all divisions wearing green armbands, a sign of respect for those in green who make our game happen every single weekend. A couple of shout-outs to the umpires today as we get on with this afternoon's action. Holmes just bustles his way through. Had to take a couple of Demons to bring him to ground. They do just that. We'll have a repeat stoppage. So just feeling each other out early on.
Yeah, I love the umpire appreciation round. We've seen some good things that the AFL have done. Umpires raise a ray, getting into hospitals and things like that. Something that we forget about, but it's so important to make our game go round.
And ball out there from James. Now Clarence picked the pocket, kicked the ball inside 50, running back with the flight bravely. Incredible effort there, unable to trap the football on that occasion. There was the Clarence player. Joshy Green it was. It's good to see Josh Green back in the red and the white this season, Mitch.
Yeah, I think they missed him. Obviously, North Lonnie, the game they dropped, they didn't have him. He had Welcome to Child. So it's a big out not having Greenie. So he's a key player, key cog in the mix already. That was brave.
Yeah, running back with the flight. No knowledge of what's coming the other way. So Hobart holding up here at the moment, but Clarence certainly dominating territory as the ball goes up once again. One out there for North Hobart, I should say, was Stevenson. Bit of volleyball stuff. Tries to get the ball out. Poke. Applying the pressure now for North Hobart. Unable to grab the football. Clarence just trying to will their way through. We'll have another stoppage. So important for North Hobart. They didn't concede that early goal, but Clarence certainly asking all the questions early on. Ball goes up. Holmes just spikes it out into a little bit of a space. Paprotny was first to it. In the end, it was Hanslow with the handball as they now go inside 50, the Roos. Into the pocket. Harper can't quite juggle the mark. Out of bounds for a throw-in.
I think that'll be it for North Hobart, won't it? It's small wins. Not saying that they all roll in here expecting to lose, but it's all about those, continuing to maintain pressure, and not letting floodgates open. So we're seeing Clarence press here early in the first 3 minutes, but so far, so good.
Ball comes in now. Another ruck contest in that right forward pocket for Clarence. Some players showing a bit of dash through the stoppage, no one able to get their hands to it. We can have another stoppage inside 50, so the rucks certainly earning their wages this afternoon. Keep you posted with the other results across the TSL as the afternoon progresses. Of course, Mitch Robinson down at Skybus Oval has returned to Lauderdale, which is exciting to see. Handball back only as far as Wiley. Wiley got it out. Clarence certainly not getting any free room. That's a strong tackle there from Tom Leafheber. The umpire adjudicates that the player just got rid of the football, so we'll have another stoppage in that forward pocket. Of course, Clarence can have Jack Revolt in the side next week, the Friday night action under lights at Blundstone Arena, Mitch, which is super exciting.
Looking forward to that. And yeah, Mitch Robinson did say on the Waterboys this morning he reckons he's booked in to play that one as well, and don't think he's going to let Jack have it too easy as well, so that'll be a must-watch, bums on seats sort of setup. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's see if he gets through today's game, Mitch.
He'll be having his life made pretty difficult, I would have thought, from the Kingdom players today, but here in action, just a rolling scrum on that right forward pocket at the moment. No real easy disposals for either team, and although Clarence are dominating territory, I don't think they've really had any clean or efficient disposals so far, Mitch.
Not yet. And Noah Holmes was out the back waiting for that quick release kick from North Hobart, but he's thought, hello, bugger this, I'm getting involved, and he's down, he's backing back out now out of the play, but he thought, hello, I need to get involved and assert my dominance, but he's rolling back out of the space now.
It was a good tackle again from Josh Green there as well. He's going to cause some headaches this afternoon for the North Hobart defence. Trying to get his hands on the football there was Whitelaw. Out of bounds once again. So 5 minutes played, no scores here at North Hobart Oval. Almost every player bar two in the attacking half of the field here for Clarence. Ball comes in once again. Harper's at the front of this pack. He's going to run onto it, unable to quite get there in time as North Hobart hack the ball out of D50. Preshaw gets in the way. Ollie Preshaw lowers his eyes, sets sail for goal and just misses to the left-hand side. So hoping the scoring there for the Roos, Ollie Preshaw. Playing a bit further afield recent seasons up on the wing. It's North Hobart exit defensive 50, just needing to try and get some territory here, ensure Clarence don't bring it back, but they've been planning to do just that as Jack Preshaw kicks inboard. A really good kick. Bealey takes a strong mark. Bealey goes inboard to Noah Holmes. Wants to move the ball on quickly. Does just that. Gets it to Liam Howard. Howard fends the ball out wide to Nicholas Steele. He's got some options further afield, Steele, and he intends to go into the pocket, but there are plenty of North Hobart numbers. Punch the ball into a little bit of safety. They keep the ball in play. Tied up against the line and seen over. There was Charlie Hasty. So patient build-up and maybe just not quite the right option going inside 50 there from Steele.
No, it wasn't there. Looking forward to see how North Hobart bring it out of defence today. I've been a little bit critical in the other couple of games how wide they go, and it's start of the game. I think if they get chances, take it on. Go through the middle, young side.
Good pressure there from Clarence. Puts enough pressure on the kick from James. We'll have a ball up just to the left-hand side of us in the commentary position at North Hobart Oval. Real cagey start to this one. Clarence dominating territory, just unable to quite get the scoreboard reward so far. James with a high fist into the air. We'll have another stoppage. Jack Sandrick around that contest, who's back in today, and a player of Sandrick's experience and size and strength around the ball is going to be critical on an afternoon like this. Holmes takes the ball out of the ruck himself, hacks it inside 50, looking for an option. There are a couple of players lining up, but good pressure there from the North Hobart player in Beauville. Just put enough pressure on that handball to stop that final link in the chain.
And Stevenson too got a terrible bounce, but I love that ran off his player. You know, had a crack, thinking I'm going to get the pill first. Got a terrible bounce, but good to see him attacking in defence.
Ball's thrown in, tap down in front. Couple of North players try and raffle it between each other. Preshaw with the handball back. Green gets it off, looking for Preshaw once again. He eventually traps it on the second go. Pushes one player away, gets it back inboard. Finds his way back to the football. Jack Preshaw linked in with 4 or 5 touches in that Leaf play, but unable to make anything from it. Tom Leafheber with the tackle.
Big fan of the Leafheber. Good name, but also goes in hard. Couple of good tackles already.
Kick inside 50 from Keegan Ryan. Just falls short of the North Hobart defender. Hanslow harassed with the football. North Hobart just surge the ball over and out. Hanslow claiming out of bounds on the full. The umpire agrees. So an opportunity here for the Roos. Right on the paint of 50. Tyson Hanslow. Tied up in the pocket. Josh Green has a little bit of space in front of him. He decides to go in that direction. He has a couple to beat Josh Green. Good body work though. Pushes one out of the way. Green around the body. Snapping towards goal. Just misses to the left-hand side. So 2 behinds Clarence. North Hobart yet to score. 8.5 gone in the opening term. Mitch McPherson.
Just that experience, isn't it, there from Green? He didn't take the mark, but just held the space beautifully. Little nudge under, and then he'd done enough to be able to get the ball once it had bounced off the ground. But not a good finish, but good signs for Greenie early.
North Hobart defence, no chance to have a reprieve. The ball right up on their line again. Paint of 50. Another rugby scrum.
How many stoppages have we had this game? We don't have a stats man, but I reckon a lot. Over a dozen already.
The extraordinary number already. Keegan Ryan in the ruck on that occasion. Paprotny unable to get his kick away. North Hobart trying to link up with some handballs. Good tackle there from Oscar Paprotny on Leafheather. Stops him in his tracks, and it's kind of been the tail of the tape, hasn't it? That even if North Hobart do get their hands on the football, a couple of steps and they just can't get away.
No, that's exactly right. Holding the ball is gone from our game, isn't it? I mean, even then, there's a fair chance you look at AFL at the moment. It's not really a thing over the last few weeks.
And always the flows of the game do change over the course of the season, or a couple of seasons, don't they? And here we have North Hobart forward of centre for probably the first time since maybe the opening minute of the contest. Here with an opportunity. Clarence have done all the attacking. Opportunity here for North Hobart to go against the flow. And
Jake Cox coming on for his first run of the game. Looking forward to seeing his silky smooth movement out there in the middle of the ground.
Preshaw with the footy on the Miller stand end. Makes a bit of a meal of it. Out of bounds on the full. It's great to see Cox back. He peaked Jay Cox, a few players better to watch in the Tassie footy.
Yeah. Very easy on the eyes to watch. Very silky, smooth, great skills. So it's good to have him back.
Exciting to see a few of those former stalwarts of the comp back this season as North Hobart go all the way back to try and build something here. Harry McLeod kicks the ball and finds Archie Devine. Great article in the Mercury this week about Archie Devine, son of the great Wiz. Famous name in the red and the blue as North Hobart pumped the ball down the broadcast side of the ground. A couple of players. Oh, that is a fantastic mark from Liam Howard. He took to the skies and has just given this game a little bit of injection as the Roos now sizzle the ball inside 50. Green sells a bit of candy, lowers his eyes, just chips the ball a bit of a wedge in the path of a teammate who's going to have a bit of work to do here, tied up against the line, seen over and out. I tell you what, I think the game needed that, Mitch.
Oh my goodness, I was laying down. That's how comfortable I got in the first 7 minutes of 11 minutes of this game. But bang, what a mark! And Greenie there, that kick on the left. I think he actually did sit it out in front. It was a half. I'm having a shot. I'm sitting it out in front. Didn't get a great bounce, but that's a screamer right in front of us. We got a great view.
Yeah, stellar mark from Liam Howard. He just had the sit magnificently. As Clarence now in a bit of traffic, kick on towards goal. Has it potentially gone through? The umpire's having conversation. It has. So the Roos, we've manufactured something out of seemingly nothing from that stoppage, and they finally get that reward on the scoreboard. 1-2-8, plays North Hobart yet to score.
Yeah, not really even a celebration from Clarence there, but good start from North Hobart. They've certainly been pressing Clarence, but the ability to just stem the flow is going to be really important. I like how they had the switch earlier, North Hobart from the far side of the ground brought over. It's got to be quick. We ended up with that long kick down the line, which is probably what they want to avoid, and we know a lot of that's experience, but good to see them switching the ball early and looking to manoeuvre away through Carlton. Look on the Blues, man. There you go, through Clarence's forward line.
I wasn't going to mention Thursday night, Mitch. Another 45 seconds,
we were gone.
Done in that game, but here we go back in the middle. See if the two AFL games we've seen this week have almost followed the same script, with the team running late as Holmes sizzles the ball towards 50, a bit of a scrubbing kick. Ollie Preshaw goes in to try to clean up the mess. Hanslow down at ground level, wrapped up by a couple of North Hobart players, including Tyler McGuinness, and we'll have a stoppage. Just trying to work out who actually kicked that goal for Clarence before Mitch. I'll try to get an update for you shortly, but certainly a clever goal in a lot of traffic. Another stoppage here in front of us on the broadcast side.
Might have been Ollie Preshaw from memory, but
Holmes looking to go back towards Paprotny, who tries the fancy kick on the outside of the boot, but in the end almost kicks that one into Lenna Valley. Might have got my geography a little bit wrong there, mate.
Yeah,
It's got a long way to get to Lennon Valley
the
from there.
domain.
The
domain would have been safe. Such a large space up there on the hill.
Thank you, Mitch. Paprotny under the pump there. So North Hobart just trying to not even really create any opportunities themselves at the moment, just trying to hold things up. They go back to Harry McLeod, one of their chief users, across half back. He goes all the way back now. Beauville chips the ball. A little too much air on that for the player's comfort, I would have thought, but all's well that ends well. Handball over the top finds McLeod. A little bit of overlap run now for North Hobart. A scrappy kick though, just enough pressure on the kick. Now Clarence can look to launch an attacking foray once again. Kick to the hot spot. Preshaw flies, unable to get there. Couple of players out the back. They can raffle it between themselves and hitting the post. A golden opportunity goes begging there for Jared Harper.
Probably could have given that one, I reckon. He had his man, his teammate on the outside. And look, they could have raffled it, and it was just a little bit of a shank, but probably could have given it.
Looked likely there with those two players out the back, though, didn't they? It's something North Hobart are going to need to be super conscious of as they kick the ball out of defensive 50, tied up against the line. Keegan Ryan was there, Preshaw too. We'll have a stoppage once again. So Nathan James up against Noah Holmes. James won the tap down, but only as far as the Clarence player there in Dolliver.
Enjoying Sandrick following Wiley around, as you said. Bloke with big body, a lot of skill. Trying to take one of Clarence's mainstays out of it early.
Yeah, almost every stoppage I reckon he's been running with Wiley. He's barely left his side. You can see there he's gone straight over to him once again. Know how destructive Keegan Wiley can be wherever he's playing, whether it's cross half back or rolling through the middle. Such a good user of the footy too. Holmes taps it down beautifully to Paprotny. A good smother there from Sandrick. Just halts the momentum a little bit. And now here's an opportunity. Poke. If the ball sits for him well, he instead just kicks it out of thin air, but only as far as the Clarence player, Aaron Fisher. They look to generate some run here. Glover involved. So they fan the ball out wide to the Miller side. Gapin waiting for the run and out of bounds on the full. So some foot skill errors just letting Clarence down a little bit at the moment, Mitch, particularly that last kick towards 50 or just outside 50.
Both sides, really. But, yeah, you want to get some early ascendancy, and Clarence would have been looking to have a hot start, but that stuff doesn't help. Out on the full, no pressure, with a nice little inside 50 to Josh Green.
McCrimmon got the handball out, but the numbers here should favour Clarence. Wiley with a clever handball out towards Paprotny. Tied up against the line, Paprotny looks in the Josh Green direction. Looks like Green has a couple of players rolling off him so far throughout this contest. We'll keep an eye on what that matchup is going to look like. They've never, outside of obviously Colin Garland for an extended period there, they've often had that kind of undersized forward line, the Roos. Green's certainly the mainstay up there at the moment. Likes of Preshaw and Dolliver pushing a bit further up the field.
Yeah, well, over the years, Clarence have dominated in that space, haven't they? With some superstars over the years. Whitelaw, Standen, G. Cooney. Just there's a lot of names there that are undersized, that have torn games apart. Here we go.
One of those players there, Josh Green, does well. Gets the football. Now the runners come in support. Hanslow. Handball inside 50. Opportunity here for Clarence. Bouncing ball. Didn't need a bounce in the end. Touched over the line there from the North Hobart defender and Cohen Stevenson. So 1-4-10. Risky kick, but all's well that ends well. Jacob Wilmot has it in the back pocket. Goes back to McLeod. It's just where North Hobart have been hemmed in for much of this opening term. Devine. Back to McLeod. This is good here, Harry McLeod. Usually a good user. See something he likes in McGuinness. He waits the ball perfectly. McGuinness just fumbles it at the wrong moment. Opens an opportunity here for Clarence. Raking handball back, just getting across and doing enough there with Sam Wright. Sees the ball over and out for a throw in.
Yeah, it's been the halfback mark that they can't get through. But there, they broke that line by the little handball to McLeod, and over the back, he had McGuinness. He dropped the mark, but that's what you've got to do. You've got to push through those lines, get out and let your runners run forward and give your forwards a chance. But unfortunately, a skill error there. But that's what they've got to do. Push through that line, break through it, not just bomb it down the line.
Kick down the line there. It's a really clever mark from Jared Harper. Wants to get on his bike. Launches the ball inside 50. Not quite in favour of his intended target, but might open the door here for Clarence. Handball goes back, tied up against the pocket. Flying shot on goal. Bounces, stays alive, and McLeod just sees it over and out for another minor score.
Got to have a bit of a reset, I reckon, Clarence. That some interesting decisions the way they're going forward. They seem to be rushing it, bombing it, lower their eyes a little bit and bring their teammates into the game.
North Hobart have the ball at half back. No real obvious options for them. Decides to defend the ball out wide. That's a really good kick, and it opens the door here. Charlie Bovell kicks the ball inside 50, but it's a 2-on-1, and the 2 wins out. Taking the mark there for Clarence was Fisher.
Smart from Fisher, just floated across. Nice understanding of where the ball drop was going to be.
Fisher all the way back to Glover. Glover sees them exit defensive 50. A little bit clumsy there for North Hobart. The umpire lets it go. So North Hobart just structuring up all right here. Just heading Clarence inside D50. Fisher has the ball again. Spots up Borsboom. Borsboom has Steele. That's where he goes. Steele called to play on. Kick. Chisel's a kick. That's a really good one. That opens the field right up for them now. Dolliver gets it back to Steele. A couple of key plays there from the youngster. Kick out in the direction of Harper, who tries to keep the ball back in play. Tied up against the line. Keegan Ryan gets it back to Holmes. Holmes just decides to bang it on the boot with a floating footy inside 50. With the sit there was Paprotny. Unable to take the mark. It was a difficult one to take. North Hobart players everywhere. Then applies the tackle. The Demons' defence under all sorts of pressure here at the moment. Ball just bouncing around inside that left forward pocket. North Hobart desperate for the umpire to blow the whistle. Now eventually will do just that. But some good stuff there down the wing from Steele. I like the running carry and the composure.
Yeah, good effort there. Second effort followed up. Not sure about the kick again. It's a bit messy, this, isn't it? Not sure what's going on here. Neither side getting a run at it. I feel like someone's got to break the tide here and just let something start flowing.
Yeah, I thought the Howard mark might have been the circuit breaker for us, Mitch, but
drop back down.
Yeah, back to regular programming. James punches the ball towards the boundary line, and Jack Preshaw helps him on his way. So we've played 20 and a half minutes in this opening term. North Hobart yet to register a scoring shot, and to be honest, haven't looked like registering a scoring shot. Clarence 1 goal 5 with a couple of golden opportunities there as well. But an investor wouldn't be too disappointed with the scoreline right now. Obviously just wants to see some production from the North Hobart side of things as well. Tap towards the boundary line. Ryan wraps up. The umpire will take it once more.
And I think the scoreboard's a good indication of Clarence needing to work out their structures a little bit. They've had all the play, obviously, I'd say around a dozen inside 50s, but they haven't really looked likely to hit the scoreboard, so just bombing it in there at the moment.
Holmes does just that on this occasion. It might work out for them. Harper does really well, gets the handball out. Shot on goal, but just kicking the belly of the ball there, Colby Whitelaw, running back and taking the mark, David Monks.
At least then Harper gave the handball then to bring his teammate into the game. Yeah, he fat-balled it and it wasn't the greatest kick, but he's brought his teammate into it this time rather than blazing away.
So North Hobart on the goal line of their defence. Get the ball towards Archie Devine, who had plenty of the footy last week, the youngster. You said before, Mitch, we know these young North Hobart players love to run and carry, and players like Devine can have a role to play this afternoon, coming across and making sure that there, Noah Holmes make sure that James sees the boundary line.
I think that's what will keep North Hobart in the game, is that run. The ability to carry, as we said, break the lines and not just bombing down the line. If they get tired, that's what they're going to be doing. So they need those fresh, fit players to be carrying them through those lines and seeing them through the game.
Jones v Holmes again. Holmes with the tap down to a nest of both Demons and Roos, and the umpire will come in once again.
See Jack Rewalt sitting down there at the goal square next week. We'll be hoping that they sort out how their injuries work before next Friday night.
Kick inside 50 is a scrubber. Josh Green does really well. Great strength from Green. Gets it off to Preshaw. Flying shot. Misses the lot. Again, the last couple of occasions, as you said before with Harper, at least they're getting that handball off and then setting up a shot on goal. Obviously the execution letting them down, but at least they are creating some chances. North Hobart bring the ball in. It's a risky kick. Green swoops on the loose football. Kick around the body. Running back with the flight. McLeod unable to take the mark. They're not out of danger just yet here, the Demons, and they'll see the ball go through once again for a minor score.
Good courage from McLeod there. He's been busy. Like the look of him down there. But as we said, it's that kick after this full back line, isn't it? It's always the ability to find a player in close here now, but then what next? How do they work through that line?
So they pump the ball towards outside of the ground once again. McGuinness does well to harass Preshaw at ground level and then ensures the ball goes over the line. So it's this contest here. I don't know how many times we've seen Noah Holmes get the ball from this exact stoppage and just bang the ball inside 50. See where things sit on this occasion.
Yeah, it's a good call, and you can see the Clarence players in the goals all in front of their man, probably ready for that bomb to come in, playing in front.
Ryan rucking on that occasion. McGuinness just runs out of tarmac, over and out once again.
You play on in AFL that. Over the line there, it's not a thing anymore.
I reckon McGuinness thought he was out for a second there as well. Ball's thrown in. Ryan in the ruck up against James. He takes it himself, Ryan, and just lays it out in front. A couple of players were there. Gapin going back. Green was pushing forward. Gets the handball off. Really good tackle there. Handball just got away to Green. Unable to get his kick away. Numbers here favouring Clarence. Tyson Hanslow over his left shoulder. He misses once again as well.
Well, I still feel they're rushing. I feel they've got more time. They had players all around the ball then, and it almost feels like whoever gets the first opportunity to get it on their boot, they're doing it. So I think that the conversation and the chat, although you're under pressure, is going to be really important for Clarence. Give 2 or 3 more handballs if you need to get a clearer shot on goal.
So North Hobart, I've seen this script before. They go to that left back pocket and they cut back across once again, just trying to make something work, and it looks like a 50-metre penalty there. That should open the field right up here for North Hobart. Can they create something from it? McLeod, we know he's a good user, marches through the middle of North Hobart Oval. Spots up Tyler McGuinness. McGuinness had Dixon on short. Eventually rewards Jake Dixon. Luckless demon in recent seasons. Plenty of injuries. Good to see him out there now. As Dixon kicks the ball inside 50. Not a great kick. Leafheber made sure his presence was felt, but he did so legally according to the umpire. Free kick to Ollie Preshaw.
Yeah, well, the North Hobart forward had no other option then. He had to make a contest, and he was always going to give that free kick away, but you've got to make him earn it.
Steele kicks down the line in favour of his teammate Alomes, who really went to work last week against Glenorchy with 8 goals. McCrimmon. He cuts inside to Monks. Stevenson's just come off the bench.
Viney out here, is it?
Decides to go in that direction. Good mark taken there from Stevenson. Here's an opportunity for North Hobart. 26 minutes into this opening term. Kick goes a little more centrally than it has otherwise, and Keegan Wiley, he will take them all day, every day as he kicks the ball out. Chance here for Clarence. Colby Whitelaw rewards the run over the top there from Howard. Liam Howard floats the ball inside 50. Good defensive punch there from Dixon. He's first to the football at ground level. Gets it off to Leafheber. Leafheber only as far as Wiley, though. Clever kick from Wiley. If Green can get to it, he's got a man over the top. He doesn't need it. Dribbles the goal through. Clarence finally get that reward. It was ugly in the end with the Josh Green finish, but in the end, the damn wall was finally bust there from the North Hobart defence.
Yeah, absolutely. Green finishing it off there, as you said, it was ugly, but so was the entry as well. Again, I still think they can slow it down. Howard, he had 2 players on, it was 2 on 2, but just bombed it in there, and it wasn't a great kick, and just said to his forwards, here, have a crack at this. Whereas if you have a little bit more time, take more time, your forwards will surely find some space. But the onus is on the forwards too. You know, you've got to work together, create some line, run some different lines, and present for these midfielders bringing the ball in.
I did love that. In fact, it was Wiley who started at half back, and it was Wiley who did the entry inside 50 as well. His work rate can never be questioned. Come back to the middle. 27.5 gone in the opening term. James and Holmes set to give it a battle once again. Holmes with a clever tap over his shoulder. Hanslow unable to trap the footy. Now turns tackler on Leafheber. Another stoppage in the middle. Leafheber's certainly been busy. Holmes wins the tap down, but not before the siren of what was a very cagey opening quarter. Quarter full of stoppages across the ground, and Not too many highlights, but certainly one of the highlights of the season so far with that huge mark from Liam Howard. 2-7-19 Clarence, North Hobart yet to score at quarter time. That was a pretty scrappy start to this one, Mitch, but a good arm wrestle for large parts of it nonetheless.
Yeah, aside from that screamer, didn't set the world on fire, but little flattering for North Hobart there. They're lucky that Clarence weren't on their game, and Clarence won't be really thrilled with how they entered inside 50, and I think the conversation between the forwards to create a little bit more space for each other will be at the top of the conversation here at quarter time. But, yep, credit to North Hobart. They didn't let Clarence get too far away, so an enthralling first quarter done and dusted.
We'll take a quick break here from commentary, give you some scores around the grounds when we return, and a few thoughts heading into the second quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to North Hobart Oval. The second term between the D's and the Roos about to get underway. It's Clarence leading 2-7-19. North Hobart yet to score. A scrappy start to this one here at North Hobart Oval. Mitch, I might get you to update us on scores around the grounds.
Yes, Skybus Oval, Lauderdale 15-11 over Kingborough, and Glenorchy with the lead 27-19 at KG5 over Launceston. So a couple of close games.
As we get things back underway here at North Hobart Oval. Interesting to hear what the messages would have been between the coaches and the players at that opening break. Preshaw kicks the ball for the first inside 50 of the quarter. McLeod tracking back, just a bit of a cruel bounce on him in the end. Roos emerge with the football, kick around the corner, opens things up. Cox just spills the mark at the crucial moment. Coming in and providing all sorts of pressure there was David Monks. The umpire says play on. Green gets the footy, funnels it back, handball out wide in the direction of Ollie Preshaw. Preshaw just sets it up to a dangerous spot. Players fly from everywhere. No one able to take it cleanly at ground level. We'll have a stoppage just away from the Clarence goal square.
Already they look a little bit more likely, Clarence, just buzzing around, having more players to the contest.
Cox buzzing around that contest, as you mentioned. McGuinness involved. But the handball out from Cox sets things up for Clarence. Going through the other way, McLeod. Umpire will come in to intervene. Just in front of the Kazali stand here at North Hobart Oval. Sun bathing this fantastic venue. Emerging through, quick on the goal line. A hurried kick out of thin air, the umpire says. Was touched and through for a minor score, attempting the impossible there for the Roos, but North Hobart will emerge with the football. So first score of the quarter to Clarence, 2-8-20. Short kick there finds James, just saying to slow things down a little bit.
Yeah, don't know about that though. I'd be getting it going. He's telling him to slow down, get the ball out of there.
Like that he said slow down and then gave the quick handball anyway, as Clarence, working within a phone booth, hands low, gets it inside. Preshaw to Howard, who's set to the sky in the opening term. Keegan Ryan with the crucial kick inside 50. It's a pretty good one. Lays it out in front, trying to work his way through there was a Loams coming through the other way. The North Hobart defence, and they just held things up. I like that little chain of handballs just in front of us there, Mitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Not sure. It looks like it'd be sticky out there on the ground, but there's been a lot of marks go down. Great tap.
Harper tries to make the most of that tap. Can't quite get a clean run at it. McLeod applying plenty of pressure. We'll have another stoppage. Ball goes up. Really clever tap once again, and just squeezing the ball through there was Cox. He bangs the ground. I thought for a second out of frustration, but it was out of celebration. Clever little finish there, and a couple of nice ruck taps, just setting up some opportunities there for Clarence. They make the most of that one.
Yeah, well, they're pretty heavy body-dominated stoppages down there, but when you get that that sort of service from Holmes, you're going to be in a good position. He's very smart around, or anyone in the ruck down there for Clarence is pretty smart knowing where to put it, so... Yeah, another good opportunity seized there by Clarence, and well, we start to worry a little bit now, don't we? We didn't want the floodgates to open too early for North Hobart with a young side. We know they're undermanned, but 26-0 now early in the second term. It's a little bit of a concern.
Yeah, it certainly is. As we go back to the middle, chance here for North Hobart to reset. McGuinness, attacked by Paprotny, ferocious attack on the player there from Oscar Paprotny, who just seems to be getting better year after year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's great pressure. He's been solid all round the ground, head over it.
We've gone from being a wingman of a few seasons into a really strong inside player as Hanslow merges with the football, kicks towards 50. The numbers here will favour North Hobart. The mark's taken there by Monks. Ball goes just to the outer side of the ground. I think there's a bit of a David Monks cheer squad somewhere here at North Hobart Oval. I heard a lot of people saying David at the break, and just when he got that football, a few cheers go up as well.
Well, so they should. Again, courageous defence there. Just went off his man, read the play really well. Again, it's the skill and the execution post that which is letting them down, but some nice signs.
Holmes wins the tap down against James. Leafheber turns tackler. Have another stoppage on that outer side. Yeah, just that polish, as you say. They're doing a lot of the defensive stuff pretty well. Advancing a couple of metres there. We'll have another stoppage. Ball bouncing around. McGuinness set upon. Monks first to the football. Handballs it back, looking for some support there. Unable to quite come through. Coburn, I think it might have been, as the ball goes out of bounds.
Henslow getting up from that contest a little bit ginger. He's moving around right now, but an ankle lower leg issue there, but seems to be fine now.
Just inside attacking 50 here for Clarence. Holmes held his ground, kicks towards goal. Wiley running back, takes the mark, keeps it in play. Oh, almost kicked it back into play himself there, Keegan Muller. Don't quite know what happened there, Mitch. The replay will have to be looked at shortly. Handball over the top. They're not out of trouble yet, though, the North Hobart defence. Preshaw furthers player out, grabs the football and has a hurried shot out of bounds on the full. Almost felt like he kicked the ball back into play there.
If they do fines, he's getting one. I think he kicked it back into play and then kicked it straight across the face of goal. So
attacked that contest with a little bit of ferocity as well there, Wiley, just trying to make up for it. So they trapped the ball inside 50, but an opportunity goes begging.
I think it's an important stage. North Hobart obviously want to stay in it, but Clarence will smell a little bit of blood here. They'll sense that they got a taste of it last week against Glenorchy, and another opportunity here to really put the foot down.
Good stuff there from Henslow. Pressure being applied here from the Clarence players, trying to lock it inside 50. Sandrick gets the handball off, unable to get his kick away there. Stevenson invites the pressure here from Clarence once again. Burying his way through, trying to get the handball out towards Green. The umpire just lets this rolling scrum move on as Sandrick hacks a kick, only gets a couple of metres on it, never going to pay the mark. It wasn't 15, doesn't matter anyway, as the pressure's coming from all angles at the moment. Trying to work his way through here for Clarence. James Glover has a flying shot. In the end, misses through for a minor score, but Glover heavily involved in a lot of that. It's just ferocious defensive stuff from both teams.
Yeah, and I love, we get the best seat in the house here at North Hobart Oval, but the Clarence wall set up. I mean, North Hobart are struggling to get it out of that last line, but good luck if they do bomb it out of there. Clarence set up beautifully behind play.
Kick out of D50. That handball was crucial. Just missed the mark in the end. McCrimmon goes back in to clean things up. Just misses his handball as well. Clarence, just that implied pressure, putting a lot of pressure on North Hobart at the moment. As Wiley's kick is a sizzler to find Josh Green inside attacking 50, right on the boundary line.
Yeah, beautiful kick, but you can just see their ball mid-flight. Greeny read it beautifully and just took a few steps back from his opponent.
Green backs himself in and wasn't his best effort. Another opportunity goes begging. 3:10 now, the Clarence Kangaroos.
It's probably credit to North Hobart at the moment that, as we've said, the young side's sticking with them and staying in the game, but the worry is that they get their kicking boots on.
Goes through the hands, got some pressure, handball there. Dixon out into space, gets back onto it himself, and then just kicks into a little bit of a paddock. A one-on-one here on the broadcast side. McGuinness, and then Sandrick applies a big tackle. Umpire says it was high. A few G's there from the North Hobart faithful. Sandrick very slow back to his feet. Keegan Ryan, the beneficiary. Taking his time to assess his options there. Decides to go super short to the player who's just come on the ground there, and Blake Harper. And a pretty ugly kick there from Harper. Didn't get any of that at all as McLeod handballs over the top. Monks kicks out into space, and just the execution from both teams leaving a fair bit to be desired at the moment. Bealey with a clever handball back. Howard chips down the line and finds Hanslow. Hanslow wheels and goes, kicks in the direction of a couple of forwards. Alomes is down there, Green is too. James gets the handball away. Stevenson does the same. Group pressure there from the Clarence forward line, and that will be rewarded with a shot on goal. Colby Whitelaw on that occasion there, laying the tackle. The umpire had no choice but to pay the free kick.
Yeah, good tackle and a little bit of luck there, probably because of the inexperience for North Hobart. But even Hanslow's kick inside 50 then, it was 1-on-4, which North Hobart players' advantage. So he was out on his own. I don't know whether they need to take their time or the Clarence players need to separate a little bit, but they are very bundled up when the ball comes forward.
Chance here for Whitelaw. Steady approach. Kick is on the way. Umpire does a bit of a shuffle, but that is a good execution there from Whitelaw. A couple of minutes of some pretty poor skill errors right across the field. Whitelaw just takes the responsibility. He kicks the goal. Clarence get another, extend that lead.
Yeah, relentless pressure, continuous inside 50s. The scoreboard pressure is going to keep on building if that's the way that North Hobart are going to allow Clarence to play. So all starts here, doesn't it? Big opportunity. Ball comes back to the middle. Anyone's footy. Got to get it down and get it out. Give your forwards a chance. Don't think we've seen it forward of 50 much at all this term. Forward of centre, sorry, much at all this term. So let's see what they can do with the centre bounce.
And just no meaningful entries for North Hobart. That's been the real trouble for them. Every kick's just been hurried and in a bit of panic. Here in the middle, looks like McLeod's been injected on ball. Buries himself after that one, and we'll have another stoppage. And it's you can see this young North Hobart team trying to find their way with guys like Angus Norton, Jack McCulloch out injured.
Norton's a huge out.
Just a ball magnet, you know what you're going to get from him all the time. Tough inside, but has that execution on the outside as well.
Yeah, and he's all over the ground too. He sets him up beautifully in defence, but then can push forward, snag a goal. He's a very big out for them.
But, yeah, as you said earlier, it's just these opportunities that present for these young players. That's what Adam Bester will be looking for, how the players step up. Leafheber lays the tackle there, and it's holding the football. Good composure there from the North Hobart player in right. Could have taken the advantage, but decided to just hold things up a little bit. Leafheber goes out towards right. There's a few players presenting for him. Drives the ball inside 50 to a massive players. No one able to take the mark. A chance here for the North Hobart runners at ground level. Steele fed it back. Wiley, bit of razzle-dazzle. His kick interfered with. Goes in to try and mop up in that defensive pocket. The North Hobart players come in and will have a stoppage. So a chance here for North Hobart inside attacking 50.
Yeah, big chance here, but hopefully they set up well as well with Clarence's dominance around the ball to bring it out. It'd be important to see North Hobart setting up ready for a rebound.
Sandrick, the ball, just muscles his way through, tries to kick in the direction of a couple of teammates. He then does it again, Jack Sandrick. Shows his strength, gets the handball out wide. Preshaw with a big tackle on the outer side of the ground. Players converging from everywhere at the moment. North Hobart desperate to keep the ball in, but the numbers, I thought, were going to favour Clarence, but a good smother there from Charlie Hasty. Just locks things up. So some good defensive pressure there from North Hobart. See them with another opportunity stoppage forward of centre.
Great smother, by Hasty. They're the things, aren't they? Coach, as you said, looking for those things in their young players. They get another shot here.
Umpire blowing the whistle. Free kick going the way of North Hobart. So ruck infringement. Chance here through Janes. Lowers his eyes and finds Sandrick, who's presented well. Leader of this North Hobart team. He has a couple of players presenting, but he might just take the responsibility himself here, Jack Sandrick. Player who's been here for a number of years, experience in the VFL with Coburg as well.
Well, he's had about 5 or 6 options there, so I know, love that he's backing himself in, but he's got to hit the journey now.
Sandrick tries to get everything out of himself for that kick and just didn't quite have the carry. Preshaw punches it through, so North Hobart on the board for the first time today with a minor score.
Tricky one there for him. You know, he wants to line up, have a shot, take some assertiveness as a senior player in the team, but he also had some opportunities presenting forward for him with some nice little leads, so it was a tricky situation there for him.
Clarence trying to get some overlap run. Cox involved. Now Keegan Ryan down the line. Green just stuck at the back. Propney does really well and just floats the ball towards a genuine one-on-one. Harper has the sit, gathers the football. Boville does pretty well in defence, not to give away the free kick, and eventually he'll be rewarded. Good stuff there from the youngster Charlie Boville from the Sandy Bay program. Moves the ball into the middle. The D's look to fan the ball out wide. Good pressure there from Preshaw. Just did enough to put the North Hobart player off his game. McCrimmon takes the mark. Now the overlap run as they try and launch something off half-back here, the D's. Kick goes centrally. And in the end, there's a real genuine chance here. If the ball sits for Sandrick, lowers his eyes, Jack Sandrick towards goal and misses. A golden opportunity there for Sandrick. Minor score, but they just caught the ruse on the hop there with the transition play, North Hobart.
Yeah, they did, and there's certainly reward for transitioning fast, and that's what they did. And there you go, you get a player out the back, unaware for Clarence that he was out there on his own, and just took one too many steps there, I think, with his shot at goal.
Holmes, strong mark on the broadcast side of the ground. Just to go short, finds Keegan Ryan, who's made to earn his mark, but does well. Just holding things up a little bit as North Hobart begin to flood back.
They don't look in a hurry, Clarence, at all, do they? I don't know if it's what it is today, but they just seem to be sort of taking their time with it.
Holmes inside 50, looking for Green. Good defensive effort there from Jake Dixon. That was really impressive. He found himself in a really awkward body position. Green had the sit, but just had the reach in the end, didn't he?
Yeah, always. He was caught out on his feet there. We know how well we've said it before already. Green reads the ball in the air, and he was in a really awkward spot, but got the wand to it. Forces a throw in.
Good throwing there from the umpire. James just punches it back towards the line. Cox tries to keep the ball back in play. Does pretty well. North Hobart with some numbers, trying to get some overlap run. Now it's the crucial decision as McGuinness gets it back to McCrimmon. McCrimmon to James, who's then forced to hurry the kick along. McLeod in an awkward spot, couldn't quite take the grab. Numbers here should favour the Clarence Roos. Steele links up with Glover. Now the kick goes inside 50 from Fisher, setting things up. The numbers there in support for North Hobart. Ball just bouncing around at the moment off a couple of fists. Going in there, the North Hobart defender, met by a couple of Clarence players, and will have a stoppage. So, build-up looked okay from North Hobart, but just ended up being a hurried kick out that just invites the pressure back the other way. Tap one down. Harper wrapped up in another tackle, another stoppage. 16 gone in this second term. 32-point advantage to the Roos. By Nathan Geeson. Throws it up. James with the tap. McGuinness going to be first to it towards the boundary line. He kicks it back inboard. Good mark taken there for the Roos, and they can try and set something up. Just takes a little bit off the kick and a bit too much in the end. McLeod gives a quick handball. Not a lot to go to.
No one to go to.
Devine gets it back to Sandrick. Sandrick tried to get his kick away. Good smother there from Wiley. I like the intention of getting that handball off, but there was just nothing for North Hobart to go to there, Mitch.
Yeah, they'd all been sucked over the far side of the ground, and it's important that you set up for defence, but you've also got to be ready when you do get the opportunity to attack, but unfortunately they had no one on there.
Kick down the line, out of bounds on the full. So again, skill execution just letting them down. Sam Wright on that occasion. Clarence to bring the ball back into play. Cleary back to Preshaw. Into Steele, who's just taking his time a little bit. Good pressure coming the other way. Chance here for North Hobart. Just clumsily kicking the ball away at the moment. Poke going to be first to it now for North Hobart. Loses his footing crucially. Invites some pressure and we'll have a stoppage. So it's a little lax there with Steele. Good defensive pressure from North Hobart.
Yeah, he was. And as I said, they just look a bit casual, Clarence. They don't look like they're looking to take it forward with any real meaning or purpose. And that's causing, a chase down tackle like that. Great work from North Hobart.
Holmes, his kick interfered with is McCrimmon. Kicks into the pocket. A really good kick from McCrimmon to Finley Poke. Just weighted the ball perfectly there, did McCrimmon. Good presentation, must be said, from Poke as well.
Yeah, great lead. Just a little bit of momentum swinging back to North Hobart, and you feel in the last few moments. Obviously not on the scoreboard, but a big opportunity now to give their side a little bit of belief as we close in on half-time.
Cut the margin back to 26. A chance here for Poke. Kick North Hobart's opening goal of the game. It's going to be a difficult kick, but we'll back him in. Finn Poke gives it a pretty good ride, but it's always going to be to the left-hand side, through for a minor score. I feel like the inside 50s are still in favour of Clarence in this second term, but certainly a lot more even they would have been in the first. Driving ball. Fisher does well.
They're away here.
And here come the Roos.
Over the back.
Kick goes in the direction of a couple of very dangerous players in Alones and Green, but that's a fantastic spoil. Charlie Bovell had a couple of big moments in this quarter. Floated across, and you can see every North Hobart player get around him. That's good to see.
Yeah, absolutely love seeing that. In games like today where you're getting dominated on the scoreboard in a lot of the places around the ground, good to see when a moment like that happens and everyone got over to him and celebrated it.
He just backed himself in there. Young Bovell. Ball thrown in. Green tries to paddle it in front. Leafhaber was first to it. He was picked of his pocket there from Cox, who chiselled the ball inside 50, looking for a Loams. He does pretty well to keep the ball in play. Eventually emerging with the football there for Clarence was Harper. Just missed the handball, and they'll now through right, exit D50, but probably not for long as Holmes takes the mark. Launches towards 50. A little too much on the kick. Handball goes back. Hanslow with a loopy handball in the direction of Green, who has 3 North Hobart players to meet. Make that 4. The umpire will come in for another ball up.
Wouldn't mind seeing North Hobart have a look, have a chat about their forward line here. Someone standing near Holmes. There's someone wandering over to him now, but he took that mark there. He's just standing unopposed, the biggest man on the ground. You've got to have at least someone standing next to him for that quick kick out.
Strong tackle there from Preshaw. Tap down. First to the football will be Ryan. Gets himself in a bit of a spin. Kick goes up in the air. It'll be out of bounds on the full. Good pressure there from North Hobart. So we just tick over 20 minutes and change in this second term. McCrimmon tried to chisel the kick, and it wasn't a great effort in the end as Whitelaw took the ball uncontested. His shot was a shocker. Out of bounds on the full. So some pretty ugly football on all sides for large portions of this game, Mitch.
When we sat down, I thought the conditions, I mean, they're beautiful here, and they look sticky, but it hasn't been the case. Drop mark again here.
And McGuinness lost his footing. Numbers in support for Clarence. Glover chips the ball towards half forward as the Roos cut the ball back in. That's a fantastic kick. Great vision. Saw that Dolliver had a little bit of space. Takes the mark unopposed. Always a brave kick to cut inboard when it's so far out from goal, but executed to perfection.
Yep, and a little pretty important kick here for Clarence. Obviously, they're, as we've said, dominating all over the ground on the scoreboard, but it's important that they continue to chip away and try and find that opportunity for the floodgates to open.
Dolliver, kick on the way. Umpire has to do a fair bit of work, but he's done enough. A good finish there from Dolliver. So North Hobart kick their 5th goal of the contest. They move to 5-10-40. North Hobart 3 behinds, 22 minutes gone in the second term. So the advantage here well and truly the way of Clarence. Might get a couple of score updates from around the grounds. Always helpful when the games start at the same time as well, Mitch. We get an idea of how the other games are tracking.
Yeah, and right on cue there, Lauderdale just drilled another one. So we've got 25 apiece between Lauderdale and Kingborough down at Skybus Oval. Glenorchy still maintaining a 3-point lead, 40-37 over Launceston at KG5. So yeah, a couple of tight tussles there.
Interested to hear how Mitch Robinson's going down at Lauderdale today. Big return for him to his junior club.
Be full down there at the tip, wouldn't it? They'd be coming droves to watch him, I reckon.
A bunch of former AFL listed players playing in that game too. It's a handball.
Important game. Lauderdale too, not winning down there yet, so it's they're taking on Kingborough as well. Of course, we know a class outfit, so it's a really important game for that club.
I reckon Kingborough was down at the Twin Ovals last week, and you were looking at that game as well. Just looked pretty flat last week. The Tigers.
Yep.
They'd be meaning to really come
Bounce
back with vengeance as well. So North Hobart have the ball at half back. Pretty good kick in the end. Mark taken by Hasty. Sends the ball out wide to right. Pretty stagnant in front of him at the moment. Decides just to kick the ball to a dangerous spot inside 50. Back of the pack. Mark taken well there by Glover.
Yeah, disappointing kick that. He did have players. He was looking straight down the line to get it inside 50, which I understand, but he had 3 or 4 players in lines through the middle of the ground to bring it back and get a cross on.
Dangerous stuff here. Preshaw, not a great kick. Floats it inside 50. Dixon swoops on it. They look dangerous there on the counter-attack, Clarence, but a poor kick going inside 50. Just lets North Hobart off the hook. One-on-one at half forward.
Oh, well done.
Really well done there by young Dolliver. Numbers here should favour North Hobart. Preshaw, or Paprotny I should say, coming in and laying the tackle. We'll have another stoppage. Dying stages of this second quarter. 37-point advantage to the visitors. To Prockney. First to the football. Got his handball away. Kick goes inside 50, looking for a target. Almost taking the grab on the second attempt. It was a pretty good effort. Ryan unable to trap the footy. Numbers now with North Hobart. Dinky kick over the top. Just getting a fist to it there was Fisher. Keeps the ball alive for Clarence. Fisher ends up getting involved once again. Players coming in from all angles. And umpire Geeson will take the ball back once more. So the umpire prepares to throw the ball up, and that will be an end to the second quarter. A quarter that saw North Hobart get some more opportunities inside 50, but unable to fully capitalise. They're 3 behinds. Clarence 5-10-40 at the half. Mitch McPherson, a game that is well and truly in control from Clarence, but if just tidy up their skills a little bit, the scoreboard would have been a lot uglier for the Demons.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that'll be the message at half-time is, well, it's almost game over with the amount of control that Clarence have. But, yeah, 5 goals, 10. Who would have thought that we'd only have 5 goals kicked in the game at the half? So, yeah, they'll be looking to just free up a little bit more space and have a little bit more control on their inside 50s because they've certainly got control, as you said, all around the ground. And North Hobart won't be too displeased about it. Obviously, they haven't kicked a goal and they've only put 3 points on the scoreboard, but it's only a 37-point lead. So they go in at half-time with a little bit of belief, which I think is important for a young group.
Yeah, certainly showed some more signs in that second term as they continue to learn as a young group. As we said, 37-point margin in favour of Clarence at the main change. We'll take a break here in commentary. Second half action coming up next. Welcome back to North Hobart Oval. The second half about to get underway between the D's and the Roos. It's a 37-point advantage in favour of Clarence. Before things get underway, Mitch, a couple of scores from around the ground.
Yeah, half-time, Lauderdale 27-25 over Kingborough down at Skybus, and Glenorchy with a 7-point lead over Launceston at KG5 as well.
Magpies looking for their second win of the year. Also that game down at Skybus with some big finals ramifications as well. And here at North Hobart, Clarence looking to continue where they've started this game, albeit they've been a little bit scrappy for large portions of it. Kick out wide. It's a bit much on it. Ryan with the handball over the top, finds Preshaw. Holly Preshaw drives the ball deep inside 50. Mark taken. So, quick movement there from Clarence, and the mark taken over the back from Dolliver. Golden opportunity here for Clarence to hit the scoreboard in a hurry. Around the corner, easy as you like. The Roos are on the board within 32 seconds to start the second half.
Yeah, well, here we go. This is the worry, isn't it? You get in at half-time and you talk about everything you want to do, and no doubt that's what Clarence would have wanted, but it's absolutely not what North Hobart would have discussed at half-time. So, great start for Clarence, but North Hobart back to the drawing board, and it's important that they stay in it so early in this third term.
Rapid start, couple of driving kicks, and funny, isn't it, that we've seen so many times where they've just bombed the ball inside 50, the ball hasn't gone really to the advantage of anyone, and a bit of a helicopter kick there, and the mark's taken on the last line. It's just funny how football works sometimes. So go back to the middle of North Hobart. How can the D's respond? Holmes up against Janes. Janes with the advantage, gets it down towards McCrimmon. McLeod coming through. Hands low, handballs it back. Ball comes back to Holmes. Chance here. There's a player down behind play. Might get to keep an eye on that, Mitch. So drive the ball towards 50. Players converge from everywhere. And it looks like that player's back up.
It's McLeod. They don't want him going down.
Oh, he's been a shining light for them, particularly today. Looks like he's taking his way from the field unassisted at the moment, so keep an eye on that. Ball just inside attacking 50 here for Clarence. Players converge, and we'll have another stoppage.
Well, the stoppages have taken the fizz out of it for me today, Aussie. Goodness me, stoppage after stoppage. We just want to get a run on. Can someone get going?
And another circuit breaker, another Liam Howard mark or something
special.
We need. Setting it up for that sort of opportunity there. Hands low. Green, good body work. Gets the ball himself. Josh Green, that is superb. The veteran just used all of his footy wits there and runs in and kicks a sharp goal. The execution was there too. This quarter has started with a bang for the Roos.
Yes, he's very dangerous. Geez, I love the way watching him live. Haven't seen it this year, but how he just holds space. It's such a clever thing and such an important trait for a little forward to have, and he does it so well. He just holds his man out, knows where the ball's going to land. And on again, another occasion, didn't get the mark, but just quick to swift on it and a solid finisher. Great start for Clarence, and when you look at the scoreboard now, it's starting to look a bit ominous.
And 7-10 certainly looks a little better for them accuracy-wise, and 5-10 did as well. They're starting to make the most of their opportunities. So we go back in the middle. Janes wins it down. Coming off the line was right, unable to get there. Numbers here should favour the Roos. Little 1-2 between Glover and Holmes, who now kicks towards 50. That's a great kick there from Glover. Opens the field right up. Kick inside 50 there from Gape, and another opportunity here. Josh Green sniffing about. Out the back, Keegan Ryan just goes into the upright before Ryan got there. Minor score.
Rule intent, Clarence. It's shifted from the first half. They've got rule intent when moving it forward. They look like a little bit of a different side.
Yeah, no doubt that was the message from Peter Ryan at the break. North Hobart just looking a little shell shock to start this second half. With a stoppage on the outer side of the ground just in front of the George Miller stand. Holmes wins it down. Handball. There finds Hanslow. Just chips the ball inside 50. Alomes is there. He can't quite take the grab, but at ground level with some expert roving, the Roos hit the scoreboard again, and a clever finish from Jack Dolliver. Clarence are on a march to start this third term.
Yeah, they are pressing and they are laying a few punches early, but they just understand each other, Clarence, in this third term, nice and early. That was just a bit of, as you said, chip. It was a little bit of a bomb as well in there, but their forwards just flow through in numbers and seize any opportunity on a loose ball, and great finish. And nice and accurate to start the third term for Clarence. 56-point lead, goodness me.
Yeah, no real answers presenting at the moment for North Hobart. Clarence in complete control, and worryingly, they're just starting to clean up that execution side of their game as well. Back in the middle. Protney, who's been dominant on ball, Preshaw has as well. He goes back, finds his teammate there in Cox. He goes back to Wiley. Wiley had Howard on short, decides to cut back inboard.
Oh, that's not 15.
Very short kick. He just wanted the 1-2. That's what he does, Wiley. Drives it inside 50
Great
to
kick.
the advantage of Dolliver, who takes the mark. And that is Keegan Wiley at his absolute best.
Yeah, and we know Keegan, he loves checking a stat sheet at the end of the game, so he's drilled that 4 metres and demanded a handball back. But I tell you what, you give it to him when he's going to drill it inside 50 like that. Great weighted kick and a great mark too. Read it beautifully in the air, Dolliver.
Likely player, Jack Dolliver, from a really strong Tasmanian football family. Very likely for the Devils last year as well. He's looking to kick a couple of goals in a short space of time. The umpire takes a couple of steps to the side, but that's a beautiful kick from Jack Dolliver. Clarence get goal number 9, and the worrying signs here for North Hobart continue to grow.
Yep, 4 and 5 minutes in this third quarter, and as we said, everyone goes in at half-time with plans, and Clarence have come out and executing them beautifully. They look a different team, taking it inside 50 with real intent. And it's a bit hard to say much about North Hobart yet to really get their hands on the ball, starting in the middle here.
Yeah, those likes of Protney and Preshaw, Keegan Ryan on ball, are just really flourishing before our eyes at the moment. James won the tap down, but Holmes does the roving, just buried his way through. Gets it again, Holmes. Throws it back to Glover, who I really like the look of today. The first time seeing it in the flesh. It's a really clever kick.
They're on out this side.
Howard has the footy. Goes short to Gapin. Gapin finds a run of Wiley. Tries to get back on his preferred side, unable to do so. Goes through hands to Preshaw. Chiseling kick back inboard, sets up an opportunity. Hanslow swoops on the football and kicks a goal. And everything's coming up Clarence. That's another goal. That takes it to, 5 goals in about 7 minutes, Mitch McPherson. They are on a run.
Well, the blood has been smelt and they are hungry. How's that? Keegan Wiley, you spoke about him a moment ago, but just surge footy. And it's hard to stop when you're on top in the scoreboard and when you're on top with numbers flowing inside your 50 like that. So Clarence are hungry for more. This is a great start. 5 goals, 7 minutes, bang.
Love the work of young James Glover across half-back as well. He's just shown a lot of poise. He almost looks like James Bealey, who's been an underrated player for a long time. He almost looks like the second coming of James Bealey down there for Clarence. They've got a couple of really good young prospects.
How's the work of Holmes here too, that last stoppage, just doing it all himself at ground level and in the air.
Also there, just slaps it forward, asking his players to run onto it. Gapin just overruns the football slightly there, bit of a cruel bounce as well. Coming through that away was Cox. North Hobart just cannot get a clean or easy disposal at the moment. They're lining up here, the Roos. Ryan outside of the boot, bouncing footy, bit of a chaos ball in the defensive goal square now for North Hobart. Can they just halt things up? They've got numbers everywhere. Ollie Preshaw sets himself for goal. He stormed off as soon as he kicked it, but it's a goal. Oh. It just went straight up in the air and he just started walking away. So the body language didn't do us any favours, but he gets the goal.
Is that what happens when you kick 6 in as many minutes? You just stop celebrating. It looked like it honestly dead set came off his boot, and the way he looked like he kicked it backwards. But it went straight through the middle, and wow, this is an unbelievable turnaround. They were winning already. They were dominating, stoppage all over the ground, but hitting the scoreboard, 6 goals, 8 minutes, wow.
Yeah, and almost it's weird to think that it feels like the game has turned around. They already had such a big lead at the half-time break, but you're right. It feels like a completely different contest now. Going through these goal kickers this quarter, Hanslow with 1, Green with 1, Dolliver with 2, Ryan, Preshaw, Cox. They're all getting involved as they go forward once again. The Clarence Roos, this North Hobart defence is under siege. Hurried kick out wide there from Monks. First to it is going to be Steele. Loses his footing. Ball goes back. McLeod with the handball. Everything just looks really difficult for North Hobart at the moment. Another stoppage just outside attacking 50. Clever tap back there from James. Just showing a bit of composure there. Noah Holmes. Two party tricks from him, the big fella. launches inside 50, out of bounds on the full, but I just like the gather.
Exactly, kicked it out on the bounds, and not one of us cares at all. That was unbelievable. Just tucks it under his arm and says, "Get out of my way."
Feels like we're seeing the Noah Holmes we've always known was there.
Yeah,
He's just
absolutely.
really playing so confidently at the moment. Josh Green puts a bit of pressure on, forced to man the mark. Here comes the overlap run now for North Hobart. Ugly kick. Numbers here could work out okay.
Smart.
Guinness with a really clever little tap on. Sam Wright unable to take it cleanly. We'll have a stoppage. Holmes takes it himself. Spirals the ball towards 50. Running back with a flight, Tyler McGuinness takes the mark comfortably. Wants to get the ball moving quickly, but turns it straight over to Blake Harper. Harper over to Borsburn. Borsburn releases the handball to Gapin, who now goes inside 50, looking for Green over the back. Can't take the mark. Keeps the ball alive, though, for his other small forwards. Tackle laid there on Dolliver by Nathan James, and we'll have a stoppage.
McLeod went down again at that last stoppage out on the far wing, so he took a few seconds to get up. So if it's head knocks, I'm sure they'll have a look at it, but he doesn't look great, and that's a couple in a few minutes.
It's been probably the standout player for them across the course of the afternoon. McLeod, a kick there from Devines. That's a bit of a task, but Stevenson is up to it. Dixon pressured as he kicked the football. That opens the door here for Clarence. Kick in the direction of Josh Green. He presented well and took the mark. It was a bit of a tumbling kick, but it was in the right vicinity. Josh Green was always going to gobble that up.
Yep, read it well off the boot. I think it was a slight pull on the ball, a little bit of a shank, but when you've got people of Green, Josh Green's now to run onto that. This is what happens, isn't it? The North Hobart were linking up nicely there to take it out, and just the pressure and the lack of options as they raise their eyes and look up out causes issues, causes turnovers.
Green just stabs at that one, but does enough. He gets another. Clarence get goal number 12. Josh Green gets his third.
Can we get a runner out to get Clarence to start celebrating, please? This is just a little bit disconcerting that they're kicking goals and just waltzing back to their position like nothing's happened. It's not making our job any easier.
It's giving me, thinking my eyesight's going a little bit funny.
I can see you doubting yourself.
Just doubting myself. I've got to back myself in. That's what I've got to do. Josh Green's certainly doing just that at the moment. Another goal, and North Hobart yet to kick a goal in this contest. Clarence now put 12 on the board. And after being incredibly inaccurate across the first half, all of a sudden the positives. 12 goals, 11. In the middle, underground handball. McGuinness probably held on to there by Hanzo. The umpire agrees. So here's a chance here for North Hobart. The heart of North Hobart Oval, Tyler McGuinness.
Out wide here. Give it to the Leaf.
And Leaf Herbert was wanting it. McGuinness instead decides to go further afield. Sees a pretty good option. Going in there, Dixon. Handballs it back. Wiley. Put the handball away, and they're just lining up here, Clarence. Quick chain of handballs. Paprotny has the ball in the wing. Over the top. Steele's going to have to go for it. There's just the two players in a couple of minds are there on that occasion. Paprotny burrows back in to try and mop up the mess. McCrimmon just taps it around in front of himself, wanting the umpire to blow the whistle. Numbers now in support for North Hobart. Watson was involved. Here comes Jack Preshaw. Gets away from one, but he wasn't going to get away from McCrimmon. That's a strong tackle from him. Pretty hard man to stop, Jack Preshaw. He's a strong-bodied midfielder.
I know sides rise when they play good sides, and it's not necessarily the case for Clarence today, but you want them to look sharp. That took it out there. They had 4 players on their own on the wing here, and just still managed to not really get it all together. So it's important that they find a way to be sharp at all times, no matter who they're playing.
Looked good there from McLeod, dashing inside 50, but just not enough on the kick. Through for a minor score. So North Hobart get their 4th behind of the afternoon. First score of this half as they fan the ball out wide now, Clarence. Bealey has the footy. Has Paprotny presenting for him. That's where he decides to go. Moves the ball on quickly to Oscar Paprotny. They now launch it inside 50 to Clarence. A couple of players fly. Alomes was there. Green sniff a goal and just got the sprint up. Unable to quite get there in time. Through for a point. Might get some scores from around the grounds if you have them as well, Mitch.
Sure do. Sky Bus Oval, Lauderdale taking on Kingborough, 46 to Lauderdale, 33. So a handy 13-point little buffer there. And Glenorchy still with a 7-point lead, 52-45 over Lonnie at KG5.
Here at North Hobart, it's the Demons just trying to manufacture something. Leafhammer got it off to Devine. Strong mark taken there from RJ Watson. Defensive side of the wing. Watson cuts back inboard. Didn't quite get enough on the kick. Handball away there from Holmes to Glover. Bit too much there on it for Bealey, but he swoops on the football, kicks it out, and Josh Green read that football like a book and kicks the goal. That's just experience there from Green. He saw that there was a little more on the kick than they first expected, held his ground, and just kicks the easiest of goals.
And he picks it up early too, doesn't he? We could see, we had a beautiful view from here from the kick inside 50. As soon as it leaves the boot, he put the brakes on, pumped the brakes, and knew that he had to work backwards to take that kick. So, yeah, almost get sick of saying it how well he reads it, but it was a beautiful kick as well. He knows that Josh Green's got the nous to make movement as he's out on the lead. So this is unbelievable. 8 goals, and we've still got at least 10 minutes in this third term, roughly 10 minutes to go. What a dominant quarter.
Yeah, it's Green's third goal of the quarter, fourth goal for the game. Really rubber stamping his authority on this contest. A bit like Bryce Alomes did last week against Glenorchy. That's an expert tap there from Holmes in the path of Cox, who drives the ball inside 50. They're lining up here at the Clarence Roos. Handball is going to go right back to Harper. Harper decides to go central with a big floating kick. Green takes the mark again, this time using his ability to read the ball in flight and a bit of strength. It was a bit of a chaos ball there from Harper, straight up and down the chimney, but Josh Green read it best.
It's getting a little bit out of hand now, if it hadn't already. North Hobart have just absolutely left everything in the sheds at half-time. Clarence have brought everything out. This is an unbelievable quarter of football.
So point-blank range here for Josh Green. Umpire barely has to move a muscle. That's another goal for the Roos. 14-12, 96. Plays just 4 behinds. Josh Green has now officially got a handful. 4 goals I should say in this quarter, 5 goals for the game. So it feels like the things that Clarence were trying to do in the first half, Mitch, they're just starting to come off now. These kicks that first half they were going centrally and a couple of players just, getting into each other's way or just unable to read it cleanly. Things are just slipping back into gear now for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Creating space, working for each other a little bit harder. You can notice the difference, and it's evident on the scoreboard now.
Kick goes inside 50, mark taken by Wiley. It was McMurray with the kick that went in there. Wiley goes back. Good work on the mark there from the North Hobart player. Just puts a few doubts in Clarence's minds as they exit defensive 50, go down the line. Jack Preshaw has the sit against Dixon. Does really well there not to give away the free kick. Ball's boom.
Oh, he's headed
over there, just lost his footing. He just decides to go with his head. Then goes up, lays the tackle. It was unconventional there from Whitelaw. Just decided to put the cross in.
Ronaldo!
Leafhammer met by a couple of tackles. Steele. He goes all the way back, and now they can launch through Cox. There's been some funny old things in this game.
You've got to love a Falcon. We're searching for all those sorts of moments today.
That was one of the all-timers, absolutely. Ball goes out the back. Devine has Green for company. Great tackle. Just got his handball away. Umpire says,
what is happening with that rule?
He's in a bit of pain there too. Devine Green made him earn that. Ball comes back in. Scrubber out wide.
Not a good outcome that he's injured from, but he has dropped that cold. Love to see a replay, but no, he has still had 2 or 3 steps, had an opportunity to get rid of it, dropped it cold right in front of the umpire. Very strange call, that.
Yeah, it's good to see Devine back up and moving. Young player starting out his TSL career, just getting crunched by a player with all the experience of Josh Green. Hard to earn it. Good to see him back up on his feet, just making his way through to the bench now. Really clever trap there from Clarence. There's a bit of footwork there as well. And the high kick goes inside 50. Mark taken by Bryce Alomes, who kicked 8 last week against Glenorchy. It's been a little quieter today, but there's always a threat inside attacking 50 for the Roos.
Thought I could hear a strange voice in the box next to us. Nick Payne, of course, on the coaching staff of Clarence now, getting nice and vocal there. He's always got a bit to say.
A bit to say if Loams can sink this one. Kick on the way, just misses to the near side. 14-14 Clarence, with Hobart 4 behinds.
Yeah.
Straight down the throat there of James Bealey, who's got the ball right on the paint of 50. Wiley was presenting for him.
There's about 40 people in the 50.
People streaming everywhere, just decides to kick to a hot spot just outside the goal square. Good defensive pressure there from North Hobart just to hold things up. But yeah, that kick there, a couple of times have just tried to take off that perfect high-risk kick and just gone straight down the throat of a Clarence player. Couple of players applying tackles there. The umpire will take it back. Oh, actually, it looks like a free kick's going to be paid. Potentially high contact, I'm guessing there, Mitch.
I think so, yeah.
We're a bit blinded by the players in the way, but an opportunity once again here for the Roos, this time to Jared Harper.
Yeah, look, I've been critical of North Hobart calling them the last few weeks about linking up and trying to break those lines and get it out. But I just think now they've tried to do that now, and Clarence's dominance in the air and setting up beautifully behind play is just been clear for all to see. So it's important now, just get it quick and just get it long. Try and get it out of there and release that pressure and give your defence a slight moment to reset because it's coming in so hot. So just get it out of there.
Harper kicking towards goal. He pumped the fist as soon as it left the boot. Roos get another good finish there from the experienced Jared Harper. And just can't really see where North Hobart are going to get an answer from at the moment. It's all Clarence.
This is the thing, and I don't mind that the runner out there now. There's a runner that's brought every member of defence there for North Hobart in, having a chat to them. So be out there with a message, no doubt, from the coach about what's happened and what they need to happen for the remainder of the quarter, because this has been a bit diabolical for them. 10-goal third term for Clarence.
Do like that they've inserted Tyler McGuinness on the ball for the last couple of contests,
like it.
just trying to get something around the footy. We know he's such a skillful player. Kind of play anywhere, Tyler McGuinness. Adam Bester would love to have a few of him. Go back to the middle. Holmes didn't quite get the tap on that occasion. Monks with a kick on the ground. He's just ping-ponging around at the moment. Umpire will come in and take that footy, and the North Hobart players just getting around each other there for the pressure. Tyler McGuinness around that contest, just getting around to his teammate, which is always good to see.
And I think that'll be important for them now. You know, it's almost, it's 100 points almost on the scoreboard, so the little things are going to have to be celebrated and support each other.
Cox goes inside 50, lays it on a platter. Beautiful kick inside 50. Alomes presents up and takes the grab. That was textbook Jay Cox.
It's delicious to watch, isn't it? When you see Coxie get out on his own and that beautiful left foot. Tell you what, be no greater feeling than a forward running in, seeing him streaming in at you, as you said, beautifully on a platter.
So Alomes, second shot on goal in a couple of minutes for him. Kick is on the way. That umpire did not move a muscle. Straight over his head. Clarence get another. And the Roos are running rampant at North Hobart Oval.
Well, the goal umpire in the first couple of quarters got his steps up all over the place. He was running from one point post to the other. Clarence was spraying them everywhere. And now, as you said, he has not moved on most occasions in this third term. 11 goals in only 23 minutes of this third term. Unbelievable.
And I think that, obviously, we know this North Hobart team's very young, very inexperienced, but 2 weeks in a row now, Clarence have been able just to pile on goals at will against opposition. It's only going to do their confidence a world of good when they're playing against the real front runners in the competition. It's Monks screws that one around the corner. Numbers lining up here. McMurray involved. Does really well there to get his hands on the football. Watson applies some pressure with the tackle. Players converging. The umpire comes in once again. Holmes. Tap over the back and just opens the field right up here for Clarence. Kick out into a little bit of space. It's going to be a foot race up against the wing. Whitelaw cuts back inside, puts the pressure on his teammate. The numbers now come in for North Hobart. They're just missing those first touches. Wright gets it off to McGuinness. Kicks inside 50. Pretty good kick. Keeping his feet here. An opportunity. Unable to get the footy there was James. Now scrapping away at ground level. North Hobart with an opportunity, but Clarence held up defensively once again. Kick out towards the wing. Good work there from Hasty. Chisels the ball inside 50 and just on the line. Out of bounds on the foot. This Clarence defence, it hasn't been their busiest day at the office, but they have stood up really well. The ball's gone in there. Just North Hobart screaming out for a Jack McCulloch or someone, a big target they could really go to. Just haven't had that today with the skipper out injured.
Yeah, well, that's what they're lacking. He's just a great force to have down there, isn't he? And it's great for the other forwards around him to know that he might be the one that 80% of the time the ball goes to, but you have a bit of confidence knowing you've got someone of his calibre down there with you. So you can definitely sense that lack of confidence without him down there.
North Hobart just being forced back there. That's great work from Clarence.
Great tackle.
Just tenacious defensive efforts. Win the ball back. They look to move it on quickly once again. Lowering his eyes, finds Josh Green once again. Just a pocket of space in front of Josh Green is going to be a recipe for disaster for North Hobart. He takes advantage of it once again.
Yeah, this is for 5 in the quarter for Josh Green. For 5? Yeah, he's kicked 5 for the game for this quarter.
Even though there was that advantage at the half, he's broken the game right open. Josh Green. Steady approach. Just misses to the near side. Through for a minor score. North Hobart to bring the ball back into play. Gets the pocket, just spilling the mark. Puts a bit of pressure now on. They decide to go back.
Well done.
Cross to the other pocket. Just got to think their way through this now. Hasty takes Josh Green on, tries the bounce and just had a cruel bounce back. Josh Green with that implied pressure, really turning the screws on North Hobart. That's a good tackle though, holding the footy. Good follow-up effort there from North Hobart. And McMurray.
Yeah, you feel for Hasty there. Didn't get the bounce up that he needed, but love watching it though. He took it on. He understood that he's quicker than Josh Green. He's going to get out of there, but bounce didn't work, but good to see him trying to take it on.
Just working their way down the far wing. Howard intervenes. Wins the ball back now for Clarence. High kick towards the boundary line. Mark taken by Wilbur McMurray. These young, exciting Demon prospects. Certainly going to get better from the experience at senior level early on as he goes to Leafheber. Leafheber's going to go all the way back. Josh Green can sniff an opportunity. Pounces on the football, but just gave away the free kick. Jake Dixon breathing a sigh of relief.
That was a dangerous kick, wasn't it?
Josh Green just, gets an extra couple of yards, doesn't he, when he's in within striking distance.
When he knows there's a goal at to beckon.
Holmes, O'Brien I should say, crashing in. McMurray just losing the football there at a crucial moment. Clarence just attacking the player with so much pressure at the moment. Harper, the clever tap on. Can he keep the ball in play? He does. Feeds it back. Colby Whitelaw runs into an open goal and hits the upright.
I think the North Hobart defence thought that was going out then. Harper could see the ball in the air. You can get a sense for which way it's going to bounce, and he read it better than anyone else. Shame Colby couldn't find a way to get it through the big sticks.
Hasty tries to take them on again, does pretty well, gets it to McLeod, who's immediately under the pump, just got his handball away. North Hobart defence under siege. McLeod involved once again. Got it back to Hasty. Hasty now to Leafheber. That's where they continually break down here, North Hobart. They try and think their way through. Short kick finds Wright as the siren sounds on what was a scintillating quarter of football from the Clarence Football Club. They go into the final change. 16-15, 111 to North Hobart, just 4 behinds. That was a pretty complete quarter of football from Peter Ryan's crew.
Yeah, absolutely was. It sort of slipped back into the first half in that last 5 minutes there with a little bit more Sloppy footy from Clarence with the way that they took it inside 50 and North Hobart flooding back. But yeah, wow, that's an incredible quarter of footy, 11 goals, and they did not miss in comparison to the first half. So it's yeah, again, back to the drawing board for North Hobart, three-quarter time. By how far for Clarence now? But North Hobart have got to get a little bit of respect out of this game for the last quarter.
Yeah, 11 goals, 5 to 1 behind that quarter. Just speaks to the dominance and the execution that Clarence put in that third term. So we'll take a break here from commentary. The final quarter coming up next as Clarence look to continue to boost their percentage as they look to chase down North Launceston, who are sitting on top of the ladder, have the bye this week. Roos going to be hot on their heels throughout the next portion of the season. See what unfolds in this final term after we take a short break. Back with you shortly. Welcome back to the round 7 TSL live stream. North Hobart and Clarence at North Hobart Oval. That third quarter has seen the Roos head into the final change. Big leaders, 16-16, 112 to just 4 behind as we get things underway for this final term. What can North Hobart do in this last quarter? Trying to get a bit of respect back on the scoreboard.
Sure about that.
Free kick going the way of the Roos. Drive the ball inside 50. Green out the back, looking to add to his tally for the day. A cruel bounce. I thought it was going to be a really cruel bounce, but it just had a nice little right angle spin at the end. Goes through for a major. So it took them 32 seconds to get on the scoreboard in the third quarter. It's taken them 33 seconds to get on the scoreboard in the last. Josh Green adds to the tally. Takes him to 6 goals for the contest. 1 in the first quarter, 4 in the third. Now 1 in the last.
Yep, didn't take them long. And fill your boots type setup for this afternoon now. It's clear where this game is going, and it's all about how long they can keep the pedal down now for Clarence. And as we said at three-quarter time, North Hobart to try and get a little bit of respect out of this game. It's got ugly, fast.
How can they respond? Back in the middle. Quick kick towards 50. Pre-shore down there. Keegan Wiley comes in for support. Keeps the ball back in play. Pre-shore there once again. Cox with a chiselling kick out in the direction of Green. Unable to quite trap it himself. But Bryce Alome's out the back. He makes no mistake. Clarence, 2 goals from the goal square to start this quarter in the space of 90 seconds.
I cannot get over the lack of celebrating today. I just can't deal with it. I haven't seen anything like it before for a while. I know that they're having a real crack and they're kicking goals all over the place, but I don't know. It's just strange for me. I'm finding it humorous that they are not celebrating one bit.
Very nonchalant, isn't it?
Oh, my goodness.
From them, but they're certainly
training.
They're certainly taking care of business on the scoreboard. 120 points the difference.
Wowzers.
They're just running right at the moment. North Hobart, unfortunately for them, this last quarter is starting just how the third played out as we go back to the middle. Stevenson injected into the ruck. Paprotny first to the football. Poke. Kicks the ball inside 50.
Well done.
Right out the back. Good handball off. Just opens things up now for Clarence. Handball comes back inside there. Overlap runners looked a lot better across this second half. Hanslow gets it back. Up and under. Back with the flight. Try to keep the ball alive there. Did Dixon. But Clarence going to go inside 50. Alomes takes the mark. Uncontested. Just got himself away from his direct opponent there. Monks was just moved off him. Alomes takes the mark on his own. He's now got an opportunity to kick 2 goals in the space of 90 seconds himself. Sets for goal. Umpire doesn't move. Clarence get another. 19 on the board. 19-16. 130. North Hobart just 4 behinds.
3 in 3 minutes, and they're not even high-fiving now. I know I need to get over it, and I will. I'll push on and I'll move on to it. But 3 in 3 minutes. Another explosive start from Clarence. They just can't even get their hands on it, North Hobart. Even 50-50 balls, they're second to it. Clarence picking it up. Their skills are obviously far more advanced than where North Hobart are at the moment. But this is... Well, it was already out of hand. I'm not sure where it is now, but 126 points.
Yeah, this is really tough here for North Hobart. Setting to scrap and find a way to just put a goal or 2 on the scoreboard in this final term. Poke wrapped up by Paprotny. I'm sure the message from Peter Ryan at three-quarter time would have been for Clarence to really keep their foot on the throat. Keep accelerating on in this final term. Holmes. Double tap down, trying to get it to advantage. He does it again. Hanslow merges with the football, and the Roos go forward once again. Good mark going back there from Dixon. He's had a couple of good things today, Jake Dixon. Player who's had a really torrid injury run. It was a brave kick. Mark not paid to McMurray. Put under the pump. Attitude there from Dixon is we're down by a fair way. We'll try and take some risks.
Well, I think that has to be what he was thinking, isn't it? Yeah, let's just get it going, get it through the middle, see if it works. If it comes off, it does. If it doesn't, does it matter?
Harper Gets it off. Paprotny to Borsboom.
Been good for Paprotny, hasn't he?
Gets it inside 50. One-on-one there for Green, who's taken to ground.
Oh, no.
Hasty, unable to take it cleanly. Good pressure being applied here. Cox involved. McLeod, McCrimmon.
Oh,
Hanslow just gets himself in a little bit of room. Shirks a couple. Handball goes back looking for Harper. A little too much on it. Numbers now come in for North Hobart. See it over the line. Yeah, you're right. Paprotny has been enormous on ball.
Looks real sharp and clean, doesn't he? He just looks like a real well put together footballer.
And these players have got a few years under Peter Ryan now, just really emerging as consistent, high-level TSL footballers, just like Paprotny. Keegan Ryan, another one. They go inside 50. Here the Roos flying there, unable to take the mark. Green at ground level, pushes one away, screws one over the shoulder, tight up against the post, misses to the left-hand side. Through for a minor score.
Not a big fan of giving them off, Greeny. We've seen that a couple of times today. Don't mind saying that he... Couple of options there. He hasn't kicked straight today. He's kicked 5 or 6 where he probably could have had the 10 pack if he'd had his kicking boots on so far today, but dominant all the same.
Dixon stabbing past there, finds McLeod. Sandrick on the outer side is asking for the football. It's going to take a very good kick to get to him. Green got in the way. Sandrick does enough to push Green away. Kick goes down the line. Here's an opportunity for North Hobart. Stevenson.
Go the other way.
Lays it inside 50. Leafheber has to wait for it. Gets the football now. Tried to get his handball away, but good defensive pressure there from Borsboom. Sees the ball over and out.
Yeah, young side. Said what I was thinking there, but had a couple of players in the... Only had 2 on inside 50 and both leading to the same spot. You want to see one of them have the nous to go the other way, create a bit of space for the other teammate running into it. But again, young side, late in the game.
James gets the fist. McGuinness unable to get there. Bit of candy sell there from Paprotny. That was almost another Falcon, just straight into James. Numbers here with North Hobart. An opportunity for them. McMurray tackled just as he got his kick away. Dixon involved. Howard there too for Clarence. Umpire will come in to intervene. 7:20 gone in this final term. 127 points the difference between Clarence and North Hobart. The Roos just hack the ball away. Monk's coming. Just kicks the ball along the ground inside 50. Pressure coming from the Clarence Roos. Hanslow, another player who's been enormous today as well around the ball. North Hobart emerged with the football. Good little kick there, finds Tyler McGuinness. He'll be kicking from right on 50, but it was weird to say, last quarter, this is probably going to be one of their best looks they've had all day towards goal.
Yeah, you're right. From this distance in front, it's one of their senior players, someone that's got the ability to make the journey. So
McGuinness crosses the paint of 50. Always looked like it was going to be on the right-hand side, through for a point. Bealey brings the ball back in. Steele down the line, one-on-one. Good body work there from McGuinness. Kept the ball alive for North Hobart. Running back there, Glover takes a good mark. Impressed by his performance so far today. He gets it out to Howard. Howard to Gapin. Harper's running over the top if he wants him. Decides to switch the footy up. Now called to play on is Cleary. Bealey out wide. Just in front of the George Miller stand. Patient build up here from the Roos.
George Miller, it's hard to see from here, isn't it? Kind of, they need to make the font a little bit bigger over there on that stand. When you said that, then I was looking for it. Thought it was a Robert Don Mack stand at one stage there.
And emblazoned on the top of the stand, you reckon, Mitch, just to make it nice and clear.
Just a tad small.
Just testing your eyesight on the far side.
It's not great. It's not great.
Umpire's called for this football. I reckon that Roy Kazali stand, that sign at the top of that, seen some better days as well. That's really going to test you, I think, reading that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love the history of this ground. The Roos now go inside 50 once again. Dixon does well, gets a fist to it. Now paddles the ball towards the boundary line. He wants the boundary line desperately. Green lays the tackle. Gapin grabs the footy on that left boot. Kicks inside 50. Ryan keeps the ball moving. Oh, it was a pretty clever attempt in a way. It was intent to go out of bounds and almost cannoned into his teammate's chest. And fortuitously for David Monks, goes off the body.
Not 15, play on if he marked it.
So the ball comes back in. Sandrick in the ruck now. McMurray at ground level. Ryan sits on top of Sandrick for another stoppage. So 3 goals, 2 this quarter for Clarence, 1 behind for North Hobart. Third quarter really just opened this game right up. The Roos went into the break, leading it by 37 points. That third quarter, 11 goals, 5 to just 1 behind was Clarence Roos at their very best. McGuinness tied up against the line. Gapin picks his pocket, now kicks back centrally, only as far as Sandrick. Umpire said play on, ball must have been touched. Umpire Geeson will take the ball back. Might get some scores in the next stoppage as well. Mitch, just a couple of interesting fixtures in the TSL. 3 games in the south today. As Holmes takes the ball out of the ruck and did so illegally, shoved his teammate, his opponent out of the way, I should say, in Sandrick, who now take the kick out of D50. Goes really short. Finds Hasty, who's worked hard. Charlie Hasty.
No one really presenting either there for North Hobart, even in their deepest forward line. Everyone's sort of just running sideways. No one really putting a real hard lead on to demand the footy down, which is what you need.
A great chain of handballs there from Clarence, and kicking the goal and kicking it well is young Nicholas Steele. Ball just went through McLeod's hands, opened the door, and Whitelaw started the chain. Nice little handball there from Josh Green, who must have heard you saying he doesn't like to give away handballs, Mitch. He brought his teammate into the game, and young Steele kicks a goal. And judging by his teammates getting around him, that may well be his first goal in senior footy, I reckon, young Nicholas Steele. He's done some good things today. He joins the party. Another goal for Clarence.
Fair chance. And Josh Green would come back and watch this, I reckon. He wouldn't mind having a look at highlights, so he will keep receipts, and I'll probably hear from him during the week, but that's okay. Got him again next week. Round the grounds too, Lauderdale 66-45 over Kingborough, so a handy 21-point lead 4 minutes into the final term. And a cliffhanger, Glenorchy 1 point up, 68-67 over Lonnie at KG5, so a close one there.
Those two teams looking to add to their tallies for the year. McGuinness goes out wide. Glover sees the ball towards the boundary line. First time seeing a couple of these young Clarence players in the flesh today, Mitch. Glover and Steele, and just Gapin as well, just starting to really find their feet at senior level as well.
Absolutely, and they've found themselves into the game too. I mean, it's a hard one to talk about, particularly those in defence with the North Hobart lack of North Hobart entries today, but they've found themselves in the game, running off their opponent. Handball receives, linking up nicely. It's been good to see.
Hanslow has had plenty of the football today. Uses the outside of the boot. Flying there and not taking the mark was McCrimmon. Opens the door now. Steele looking to add to his tally. Out of bounds on the full. Yeah, Green was streaming towards the goal square.
And that's what we mentioned earlier about Clarence. I think that's a clear opportunity there. That cannot happen against good sides, and that's the type of stuff that I reckon the coaching staff would have a chat with at the end of the game. You've got to get that out of your game, because today, yeah, you're 140 points up. You can have a blaze away, but good sides, you're going to be under pressure. You've got to find a way. See Josh Green running into the goal square on his own. See your teammate hitting up, not blazing away. You can't do that against your big sides.
Great taken there from Howard, who took to the skies early on in this contest with an absolute corker. I'm sure that'll be there as a Cripps Fresh Play of the Week on the TSL socials during the week. Pre-Shore unable to take that mark. Ball moving in motion. Poke turns tackler. Ryan. Potentially a little sore, but he's going to get up, I think. The umpire will bring this ball back in. Free kick brought all the way back to Poke.
Switches on. 3 players on the outside.
just inside the field of play there. McLeod, hardy mouth stuff there for the North Hobart defence. Coming across and seeing that ball over the line, Colby Whitelaw. He'd struggle to, these Clarence players today, looking through that list, the players like your Colby Whitelaws of the world who perhaps not the biggest names in this Clarence team have just done a really strong, solid job today. They've just all really played their part, especially in the second half.
Everyone's contributed, full team performance. Just dominated. I mean, the scoreboard could be bigger. It's 20 goals, 17, 37 shots on goal, but at the end of the day, it's just been dominance all over the ground. From the back end to the front end.
Hurried kick. Dixon going to be first to it. Bit of a cruel bounce. Hands low, tied up against the line outside of the boot. Out of bounds on the full. So the screws been tightened a little bit in this last couple of minutes there for Clarence. Set to update our scoreboard, so it is 20-17, 137 to 5 behinds. Two on one here in favour of Clarence. Harper of the Blake variety, gets it to Preshaw of the Jack variety.
Great kick.
Kicks to Holmes of the Noel variety. Some famous names all combining as Holmes kicks it inside the forward pocket. Out in the platter there, gaping. Unable to quite take the mark. Gets himself a little bit of room. Cuts back inboard. Good little kick. Nice composure there from the youngster to young Nicholas Steele. Kicked a goal earlier in this quarter. Steele took his time and in the end just found a little pocket of space and sees a teammate in a better spot. Selfless stuff there from the youngster. Would have been well within his rights to have a ping. Saw an opportunity and I'll have another set shot. This time a lot closer to go.
Yeah, caught someone napping there from the North Hobart defence, but again, that sort of comes back to what I was talking about. They're the nice little team things that you want to be doing and carrying into the big games against the topper end competition.
That's a good finish there from Whitelaw. He gets a goal that he's richly deserved, his second of the day. Another goal for the Clarence Roos. They go to 21-17, 143. North Hobart 5 behinds. So, yet to kick a goal in almost 3.5 or over 3.5 quarters of football now in North Hobart. Be at risk here of one of their lowest scores in the history of the TSL. Just 5 behinds at the moment. Clarence 21-17, 143.
Yeah, the stats man's rolled in. Aussie lowest score for North Hobart is 1 goal 5-11 versus Glenorchy in round 18 or back in 2018. So a goal will only equal it at the moment. So they need 2 scoring shots at least with a major to not have a record that they want this afternoon.
I think that data should be pretty accurate. But yeah, certainly been a tough day for them nonetheless, regardless. Roos bounce off half back. Popropny to Whitelaw to Preshaw. A little too much on it there for Green. It was a great build-up for them. Handball goes back. North Hobart trying to work their way through. Handball out in the direction. Throw Hilda. Preshaw comes in and umpire Geeson will take the ball once again. Of course, a big shout out to umpires right across Tasmania and the country this weekend particularly. Should be every week, but Umpire Appreciation Week happening this weekend. Every player across all competitions wearing green armbands, sign of respect for umpires and the enormous contribution they play in our game. It's great to have a full pathway for umpires from junior level here in Tassie all the way through to the AFLW and the AFL. Bryce Guy, goal umpire, most recent addition to the AFL list, who's umpired many a TSL Grand Final over the journey as well.
Did he used to be a field umpire?
I think he's has a twin who also did some field umpiring. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
But I think there's always a different avenues for umpires to explore, and if you do head to play.afl, you can work out how you can sign up to be an umpire today. Also, game doesn't exist without them, and fantastic pathways, and really a level of umpiring for anyone of any interest to get involved. So
great way to be involved in the game.
Certainly is. Give back to the game we love. Sandrick gets it back to McMurray.
I thought Bryce had field umpired all his life and then just walked straight into an AFL goal umpire gig.
That's a really strong effort there from Wiley. A little bit of tension between the two, and it's going to be marched all the way through now for Keegan Wiley to the top of the goal square just to put a cherry on top of his afternoon.
He's been good, Wiley, hasn't he?
Certainly has been. He had some really close attention from Sandrick early on in the game. As the game's gone on, he's just found himself getting more and more involved. His skills on full display as Wiley makes no mistake from the goal square. He gets his first goal of the contest, and that's another one for the Roos. 22-17, 149. Plays North Hobart just 5 behinds.
Yeah, a lot of players out, obviously, for North Hobart, which we spoke about at the game. Lack of experience all over, and it's been exposed, no doubt, by this red-hot Clarence side at the moment. But as we touched on a moment ago, closing in on a record that they did not want at the start of this afternoon. The lowest score ever for North Hobart, which we're 99% accurate that we've got from our stats man that rolled through. 1 goal, 5-11 back in 2018. So they need a goal and a point to escape that, but it doesn't look likely this afternoon.
It's been an absolute domination from Clarence. As we say that, North Hobart go inside 50.
Oh, let it bounce.
Difficult ball there for Blake Harper. Ball kept alive here for North Hobart. Cuts back in. Tyler McGuinness just pressured there from Tyson Hanslow, who's been enormous today. Oscar Paprotny with the 1-2. Gets it off to Whitelaw, who just reeled it in with the right mitt. He kicks out on a platter for Steele, who's got himself out the back. If the ball just bounces kindly for him, he feeds it back to Josh Green. Green does the selfless thing, goes centrally.
No, Green, kick it.
Unable to find his teammate, and I reckon that ball's going to go right up towards the boundary line. I reckon Josh Green probably can't win with you at the moment, Mitch.
No,
if he has a shot, he needs to pass it off, and if he tries to pass it off, he needs to have a shot.
I'm flat I said anything. Flat as a pancake that I said anything. You should have absolutely nailed that from there. What are you doing, Josh? And I think the issue for North Hobart, we saw it down here in their forward line, they don't have time to think about where their teammate who receives the handball from them is, and they're quite often in an awful situation because of the pressure from Clarence. But what do? That's the end of the day. That's what Clarence have brought to this game. An immense pressure.
And they just haven't lent it, have they? Clarence have kept it up from go to woe. Gapin can't quite reel the mark in. Players appealing for a free kick. The umpire says that he'll take it. So 144 points the difference. 22 and a half gone in this final quarter. A day to remember for the Clarence Footy Club, and a day North Hobart will want to forget. Umpire spotted a free kick going the way of Clarence.
Doesn't get any easier for North Hobart next week, taking on Kingborough down at the Twin Ovals. So another big challenge away from home next week against Kingborough.
Yeah, Clarence Friday night footy, huge.
Yeah, it could be big. Clarence Lauderdale, Friday night, 6:30 at Blunston. We've heard Mitch Robinson thinks that he's going to play as well for Lauderdale, so a couple of former AFL stars running around in TSL. How good? Oh,
Flying high, unable to take the mark. North Hobart move this ball out of here. Bogle starts the chain. Hilda feeds it back to Bogle. Just tries to barrel the ball out. Looking for Wright. Wright gets it. Now there's an opportunity. Sandrick with plenty of space in front of him. Puts it out. Here's an opportunity for North Hobart. Kick towards goal. Misses. Through for a minor score.
Like that though, out of defence, missed who the player was, but just got it on the boot. Nice big barrel. Bit of a chaos ball. Clarence wouldn't have at all had any chaos balls come into their defence today. So to see one happen was good, but a little bit too late in the piece.
Yeah, one of the only opportunities where they've kind of had a number out the back there, North Hobart. Steele gets it back to Ballsburn. Defends the ball out wide. It just looks so dangerous bouncing off half back here, Clarence, all afternoon as Ballsburn kicks towards half forward. Presenting up there was Ryan. Whitelaw. Preshaw. Two players here for Clarence. They can raffle it between each other, and running in and kicking. Another goal there is Jack Dolliver. That's his 4th of the day. Easy as you like. Clinical finish there from Dolliver. Clarence get another on the scoreboard.
Pretty straightforward in the end. Nearly took the goal umpire's head off there with a nice little dart. The umpire had to duck for cover, but as you said, well called. Could have raffled it at the end, and that's the transition from Clarence. How quick was that?
Yeah, rapid, isn't it?
Just took it straight out of D50, linked up beautifully. Contest, players around the ball, end up with another hitting the scoreboard.
Got the state game squad set to be released in the next couple of weeks. I reckon the last few weeks, admittedly against some opposition that's probably not at the very pointy end of the competition, there's some Clarence players who are really putting their hand up to be seriously considered. I don't envy the Ace Cornelius and the coaching group of trying to put that squad and then eventually the team together for games against Queensland and AFL Sydney Canberra.
Yeah, well, there's certainly some standouts, that's for sure. And I mean, you look at Holmes and imagine he and Phillips linking up together. I mean, Phillips called a few games, and I can confidently say I reckon he's lost 2 ruck taps all season. He's been in some red-hot form and the player of the comp at the moment. But, yeah, it's going to put together a pretty good side.
We saw how those Tassie played last year. Just gelled together so well. Hope we'll get more of the same this year. Talent from right across the state. Ballsboon swoops on that football. Just floats a high ball into the pocket and reading it well and taking the mark. Here's another opportunity for Clarence. Ballsboon just set it up, and coming out to meet it there was Bryce Alome. So
that was a floater, all right, wasn't it?
Sure was. But again, the Clarence players have just read those balls better across this second half. So Alome's with an opportunity here to kick what I think will be his 3rd of the day if he's able to sink it. Tight up against the pocket. Just misses to the skinny side. 23-18. Of course, at half-time, if you're just tuning in, Clarence were 5 goals 10. At quarter-time, they were 2 goals 7. So this second half has been a ruse onslaught for the North Hobart defenders, and doesn't look like stopping as Popropny has the ball on the paint of 50. Kicks centrally, sets the ball up for a couple of players. North Hobart there through McCrimmon. Have hands on the football. Tackle laid there by Dolliver. Ball thrown up once again. Dixon gets his kick away. Sitting underneath and taking the mark there. I think it's young Glover. Indicating that he's going to back himself in. He has Wiley almost ran across the mark himself. Almost floating around. Just launches it to the goal square. A couple of players fly. Harper at ground level tried to move the ball on. Strong tackle laid. Umpire will take it back. As we tick over 27 and a half minutes in this final quarter. 150 points the difference. North Hobart yet to kick a goal in this game.
Keegan just out for a Sunday stroll there. Went straight past, forgot he was playing footy, and his mate wanted to give him the handball. Love that from Keegan. It's a good fella.
Siren sounds, so chance here for Clarence to add further pain to this game. They're leading by 150 points at the moment. This to make the margin 156, an almighty percentage booster for this Clarence Roos ahead of a tantalising fixture under Friday Night Lights next week. Launching towards goal, gives it a pretty good ride, but eventually is just punched through. The umpires will have a quick deliberation, and they'll give that one no score.
Behind, isn't it?
Giving it no score. So that's all she wrote here at North Hobart Oval. 23-18, 156 plays 0-6-6. It was an absolute demolition job from the Clarence Football Club. Mitch McPherson, a disappointing day for North Hobart, but certainly one that Clarence will absolutely relish the results of.
Yeah, good percentage booster for the Roos, of course. Yeah, it started slow, wasn't it? It was a pretty ordinary first half, to be honest, and some inaccurate kicking from Clarence, albeit they had dominance all over the ground. But yeah, pretty exciting second half. A lot of goals kicked, and we're pleased to call it.
Yeah, it looks like North Hobart again with 3 players there with ice to the ankles and the legs as well. Tom Leafhebber, who we didn't see for much of that last quarter. Yeah. Remiss of us not to mention that earlier. A couple of other injury concerns for North Hobart. So a strong performance from the Clarence Footy Club today. They ran out 150-point winners over North Hobart here at North Hobart Oval. It's been a pleasure having your company on the TSL live stream. Great to be in the commentary box with you today, Mitch. Look forward to doing it again soon.
Thanks, Aussie. Hope so. Have a good evening and happy Mother's Day as well to all the mums out there.
That's why you're the best in the business. Absolutely love it. Thank you for your company. Bye for now.